So some people will say you can train the family pet, and that's fine. We feel that the dogs need to have their correct socialization, and so socialization period for a dog finishes at around 13 to 14 weeks of age. So by that point, our dogs will, even during lockdown, will have done shops. They will have gone to busy places. I was in lockdown, I was walking up and down the A2 trying to find traffic, in the hope that we could get the dogs used to noise. And I was then finding the local school that was the hub of like where all the key worker and vulnerable children were being sent to, and walking around at playtime so that they could get used to that noise. So for us, the socialization is really important, as is that early understanding of SEND. If the dog understands that sometimes that dog is going to be loved and sometimes that dog is going to be pushed away, and that's both are all fine, and that when meltdowns happen they have to be calm, and that takes a lot of work. And we have worked with a few families who have got family pets, but unfortunately the dog's responses to the meltdowns could be fear, could be excitement, and then they jump up and they then hurt the child unintentionally. But all those things make us feel that no, we want those dogs to, from the moment they come to us at 8 weeks, their primary focus is on becoming assistance dogs. And the reason it's so expensive isn't because we're making a fortune out of it, it's because dogs are really expensive. At the moment, a Labrador costs around £2,000. Food for a Labrador per month is about £100. So over the time that they're there, just their basic food is £1,000. Dog crates that we have to buy for them, travel to get them to places, their castrations, their injections. Before you know it, there really is no money left in it. If you pay for private dog training, one-to-one dog training costs about £60 an hour. So that kind of puts it into perspective. Our dogs during their training have approximately 300 hours of training during their time with us. Yeah. In their first few weeks of training, it is almost constant. We crate train them. We have to get them used to so many different experiences in that time. It's really, really full on. We do have foster families, but obviously the dogs still need to be fed there. Their expenses need to be covered. So unfortunately, it is a really expensive thing. We could look at getting cheaper, less pedigree dogs, but we don't want that. We want because the dogs have to work. The dogs have to be able to cover and work for that family. There's no point in us having been there myself, getting a dog that's not quite right. That's actually disastrous. So we want to work with them, and the working with every single family is an individual. So it's not like we've got a training plan that we say to everybody, right, off you go, here's a supporting Paws dog, train it. It's not like that at all. This is what this family needs. So like I was saying, with the child that likes the dog barking, we are having to train that dog to bark when he's near her, to bark when she's laughing, because that's what she's wanting in her game. But when he's out and about, he has to be absolutely silent. So all those things take a lot of time. And if you're wanting that dog to be precisioned in that, then you're going to have to do it from scratch. That's not to say that dogs can't be a great companion to people with autism regardless of training, but it's the combination of being able to be inside the shops and being well behaved in the shops and keeping calm when the person that they're working with isn't being calm is the challenge. And to put it into perspective, I think guide dogs have a budget of around £50,000 for every guide dog that they train. So yeah. I think Dogs for Good have even more for their autism dogs. So it's it's an expensive business, unfortunately.
Thank you, Charlotte. I think that really answers the question and puts it into perspective. Most of our campaigns are sort of around £7,000–8,000 for an assistant dog. Yep. with you, and I think that really helps. And when you see some of the outcomes, it really does make it worthwhile. So any families who you know, are keen to come and talk to us about their autism needs, whether it's an assistance dog or other needs, then, you know, please do contact Tree of Hope. Tom's already put his contact details out there, and we'll make sure that all of those are included when we put this video out. But I would just like to thank both Tom and Charlotte for their time today, for their really helpful words and thoughts, and let's just say thank you, and I'll give them a little clap. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.